go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Well, I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone right to my head. No matter where I roam, on land or sea or foam, you will always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home.
Hello, my name is Annie O'Brien and I'm the project manager for the charity the Tilbury Riverside Project. This is a local charity in Tilbury and was started over 22 years ago by a local man, Peter Hewitt, who wanted to improve the lives of the Tilbury community. Over the years, the Tilbury Riverside Project has received funding for many projects and including an award from the Queen for its voluntary services. Peter Hewitt has also been awarded the MBE a few years ago for all his hard work in Tilbury, and we're very proud of that. In the past few years, the Tilbury Riverside Project has received various funding, including Heritage Lottery, and started the successful Tilbury and Chadwell Memories Community Archive website. Some of you may have seen this and all the wonderful archive photos and stories that are on it. The Tilbury Riverside Project has recently been awarded funding for a new project called Making More Memories. The aim of the project is to help evoke memories for people in the early stages of dementia. We do this by creating a memory box that may prompt a memory from past events of their life through items such as household objects and photos. Trained volunteers are going into care homes to sit with residents who are living in the early stages of dementia in the hope to make their day a little bit brighter. The Tilbury Riverside Project wanted to share some of these skills that they know to help you with someone that you care about, be it a relative, neighbour or a friend in the early stages of dementia. The Tilbury Riverside Project are not experts in the field of dementia and don't claim to be, as they're specially trained people who you can contact about your concerns. We just wanted to give you a tool to help you a little bit. This DVD will show Paul, who's one of our volunteers, telling you about how he works with people in the early stages of dementia, how to collect objects for your memory box, and some useful ideas that you may like to use. Now we will look at Paul talking about his volunteer work.
Hello, my name's Paul. I'm one of the Tilbury Riverside Project volunteers who use a memory box visiting local care homes. Following early retirement, I wanted to give something back to my area, and I chose to support Tilbury Riverside Project as it's local and it has a wide positive impact on the area. But more specifically, to join the Memory Box project to help those with dementia recapture their memories. Following the in-house training and overview of how dementia affects our ability to recall things, I became aware that memory loss affects each person differently. But there are some characteristics that are relatively common. These include remembering events, taking on new information, recognising people and places, and separating fact from fiction. Most people with dementia remember the distant past more clearly because memories tend to decline in reverse order to when they were first experienced. Quite often they have no recollection of what they did an hour ago, but can remember things when they were young. In this respect, the project looks to explore this aspect, and the memory box becomes a visual aid memoir to start conversations about their past. And I find most people given an opportunity love talking about themselves, and the memory box can provide this link. When visiting residents in their care home common rooms, I first ask if I can sit and talk to them. I then briefly explain who I am, who I represent, and if I can ask them some questions. How questions are phrased is paramount into helping the conversation progress, and using open questions is the key. Open questions begin with words such as what, why or how, and also includes tell me or describe to me. By using open questions, you'll gather better information and learn more about the person you're talking to. And the conversation remains less formal and the results are more enjoyable for both parties. It's more like a couple of old friends talking about the same subject. At the opposite end of the spectrum are closed questions. They will only ever get a yes or a no response, and sometimes no response at all, which is a conversation stopper. But they do have a place, as closed questions are used to check understanding and to confirm an action or a place. So to recap, it's open questions to gather information and closed questions to confirm what you've heard is correct. As a volunteer, I know very little about the residents beforehand, and therefore I prefer to use a broad starting point. If you're a relative, you have a greater advantage of knowing the person more and can structure your conversation from your own experiences. Similarly, my memory box is filled with generic items, whereas your own one would be full of more personalised things. I find the older the object is, the better it is for recalling a memory. Ideally of an age when they were in their teens is a good starting point. I generally start by asking them to think about the time when they were young. An example would be, when was the first time your mum allowed you to go to the sweet shop on your own? This can and does go off in all sorts of directions, such as, my mum never allowed me to do this, or I used to love buying those yellow sweets, the ones with the sherbet in them. And responses that are not directly linked to the question are just as valuable as it opens up their memories of times gone by. Sometimes their answers just don't make sense, so I make a mental note to come back to them later, as they're usually linked to some other memory. I find it's just best to go with the flow and continue to ask open questions based on their responses, such as, tell me about that. And very soon you'll be back on track. Now the items in the memory box help recollection in different ways. In mine I have tactile things such as crochet doilies, wooden clothes pegs, fashion jewellery, conkers and a tin of marbles, and some small hand tools. I also have many photographs of early newspaper cuttings, including pictures of the younger royal family, knitting patterns, magazines and books from the era. Also some smelly things like pre-war soap and cleaning items. Just bringing out an object always provokes a memory, all of which help to promote a conversation. I spend a couple of hours with them, mostly ones and twos, but sometimes in a group setting. We spend an awful lot of time laughing about old times. I get a lot of satisfaction from this experience, and I'm fascinated at learning about real life experiences from the time before I was born. I sense from their natural feedback they also enjoy the company. As I learn more about them, I take along photographs and information on places we've previously discussed. It's easily sourced from the internet or local history groups, and the joy I see they get from seeing these once forgotten places is very rewarding. Lately I've been using an iPad with them to find places and people they talk about at the time. This has proved actually quite popular. It also helps to clear up any misunderstood locations, as they're very quick to tell me when I've misheard them. Now if you'd like to start your own memory box, a cardboard shoebox is big enough to use. You don't want something too large or too heavy. And search out those old family photos of when they and you were younger. Not many, to keep some back for another day. Put things in that have a specific link to where they lived or where they went to school, and talk about where you went on holiday with them. Your first day at school, for instance. Ask them to tell you about it. What food you liked and food you didn't like, and the fun things that you did. Avoid putting anything in that's very recent, as it is the distant past that they remember the best. And don't forget to write names and dates on the back of photographs to help them when talking to their friends about the visit. I mentioned about questioning skills. It may seem a bit daunting and awkward to learn something new, especially when you're talking to your relatives. But by using open-style questions, you will help them to remember more, and it also gives them time to reflect on the question. It becomes more natural the more you practice. There are plenty of books and information on the subject on the internet, the library and bookshops, and charity shops are a great source of material. The object is to allow them to reflect on the earliest memories at their own pace. In practice, this conjures up the most interesting discussions. Maybe you'll find some things you didn't know about your relatives when you visit. I hope you find this insight into what I do useful, and if you need further information, please contact Tilbury Riverside Project, whose details are on the sleeve of this DVD.
Thank you, Paul, for a great insight into your volunteering work. Now we will look at some volunteers and myself putting a memory box together. A generic one with some ideas you may find useful in making a memory box tailored for your friend or relative.
What you got there then, Annie?
I found this in a charity shop. It's the Dennis Menace, it's the annual, and I know loads of people used to get comics every week and get an annual for Christmas.
Dennis and Menace.
And the Beano, I'm going to
Oh,
put
yeah,
the Beano in
Beano
there.
in,
Yeah. I'm going to put these pots and pans in. Homemade cooking.
What's that?
Lots
Tin?
Yeah, no, it's made of enamel, but it tended to chip, and there was mugs and potties made with
I remember
enamels.
those.
Yeah.
What about some knitting? That's
Oh.
something that people did years
Yeah,
ago, didn't they?
absolutely.
Made their own jumpers and hats and scarves.
Yeah.
I remember having a knitted bonnet
And
thing.
they did crocheting, didn't they?
Yeah.
And embroidery.
Yeah.
And they made like samples, didn't they? And
Oh,
put them into
yeah.
frames, didn't they?
The patterns for ladies'
Oh,
clothes.
yeah. Used to have butterick as well, didn't they?
That's right, yeah.
I've got some football
Oh,
brochures
that's a
here.
great idea.
Altrincham.
Ooh.
And that's a bit far away, but
I think that's near Cheshire, isn't
is it?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh,
And I've got some family photos.
Oh.
That's
always a
Se-
good point.
sepia
Talking
ones, I
point,
think.
yes.
yeah, brings back.
This is an album of different, pictures of the family and going back to holidays and things.
Oh.
So if you've got one in the loft, then that'd be quite a good idea
Yeah.
for the memory box.
Because it's all digital now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to put these records in because they used to sing around the piano, all the old songs. They're 78s on the Parlophone label.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
This is an old Tony Bennett one, a picture sleeve of the old 45s. Everyone had the little record player, didn't they?
Yes,
Played records
the
as
wall of
well.
gramophone.
Yeah.
What have you got there?
That is a docker's hook, I think. Maybe somebody's working line.
Oh yeah, there'll be loads of people around this area in Tilbury.
Yeah, Tilbury Docks.
Look at this camera.
Oh, you can take a
Like
picture of us.
There you go. Smile. You're always up for a photo.
Yeah. Is that an old brownie one?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it's
But
a
they used to
donut.
be more of a box square one.
But
didn't
I'm
they?
sure someone will know.
Oh yeah,
How it
nowadays
works.
everything's on the phone, isn't it?
I'm going to put these nappy pins in because years ago you had toweling nappies,
yes,
big buckets, did you soak the nappies in?
Yeah,
And
no disposable.
yeah.
What about these?
Oh,
That's
conkers.
going
Yeah.
I'll give you a go.
Yeah.
You'll win.
Oh,
Hey!
she's
whoa!
cheating two together.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, there
great
used to be
one.
loads of good games, didn't there? Hopscotch and
Yes.
two balls, didn't there? Skipping, didn't
Yeah,
they? Yeah.
skipping was great.
Good
wasn't it?
playground.
And this, cat's
Oh,
cradle, do you
yeah.
remember that? It's just get a piece of string,
Yeah.
put it through, and then your friend will take it off like that. So that's easy to make.
All
isn't it?
marbles and
Marbles.
tiddlywinks. And,
Yeah.
yeah, good games.
I've got another dominoes set I found as well. That was at a boot fair, because I know my granddad used to play dominoes a lot in the pub, and a lot of men did, didn't they? They just went down there
Yeah.
one night and had a game of dominoes.
Yeah. They used to play marbles, didn't they?
Yeah,
Big ball bearing.
yeah.
What you got there, Bill?
Or this one. The things from holidays.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seaside objects and
wish you was
Okay.
here.
wish you were here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a postcard, because that's, people used to go away a lot in England, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Go away and send a postcard
That's steam
back.
train.
Yeah, good old steam train.
I've got one with the old sauces.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Used to have the
Seaside.
seaside.
Yeah.
Trains, didn't you? Or you had one. This is from Kent.
Yeah.
Kent's
yes.
nice, isn't it?
People don't seem to send postcards
No.
nowadays, do
No.
they? It's all
No.
emails and texts. This is the sort of game I used to play. I went through and I think this is great fun when you're in the classroom. You used to have all sort of messages and make people choose and then pick
Should we
the
play it?
number.
Should we play it?
5.
So,
Yeah.
smile. That's really easy to make as well.
That's true. Oh, I could blow my nose on this hanky because
Oh.
we used to have lovely hankies and
Yes,
they used to
they
be
do.
embroidered, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely. Now it's tissue, it's not quite the same, is it?
Just to get a set of 3 for Christmas.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
right.
Newspaper there then.
Oh, this is the coronation. I actually found this in the loft.
Oh, right. The
it's
Queen's
just a-
coronation.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a
Great
daddy's
Britain.
medallion, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, because the Queen's important to everybody, isn't they?
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't know who that was. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And that's
Yeah,
her
that's
dad, so I put it on. Yeah. And then,
I've got this hat.
Oh, look
So
at
I
that.
did any items of clothing, and I believe you've got another item of clothing
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great idea.
so they used to have them up London, didn't they? They
Yes.
used to go to work.
Yeah.
And we had a good job. Yeah, this is old pinafores that the ladies used to wear in the house. keep their clothes clean.
Yeah.
When they used to lead the step, didn't they?
Yeah.
And, you know,
Is that one of those wrap-around ones?
Yeah, that's the wrap-around one, yeah, look. And the hat to go with it. No, not the hat. What it was called? Turban. Yeah, and keep their rollers in, wasn't it?
And that's what I picked up.
Oh,
So
yeah.
women used to wear rollers,
Yeah.
didn't they? And they always had rollers at the
And they
front.
had their hair with a marmy or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. And there's these are like doilies, aren't they? And they used to have them on the backs of the chairs, on the arms, because stop
Oh,
Yeah.
the grease,
the
the
brill
brill cream
cream,
coming
the brill
off.
cream,
Yeah,
didn't they? Had them on the dressing
on your
table
posh shears.
with the little glass ornaments, didn't they?
Yeah.
Little trinket
Yeah.
boxes,
I can
didn't they?
remember my nan's. And these remind me of my nan as well. She's passed away now, but I mean it's something that the ladies used to wear, didn't they? The pearls.
And they used to have poppers, didn't
Yeah,
they? Used to pop off.
yeah, and then put them together again.
And the earrings, didn't they? Clip-on earrings.
Yeah, it
clip-on
wasn't
earrings.
pierced then, was it? You always had clip-on.
What's this?
It's a wallpaper finisher, like it goes on the edge of wallpaper.
Oh, right.
In those days, you still use them today, but in those days you had to cut the edge of the paper,
Oh, right.
so and it always rolled up a bit.
Right, and it moved, put it together, did you?
Somewhat,
Make sure
yeah,
it
yeah,
went together.
yeah.
Oh, that's a nice little tool.
Yeah. What you got, Carol?
That's a book, Grace Farrack. It's got the old years ago.
Oh yeah, it's got some
That's
very
quite
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of Tilbury Hotel and lots of
Yeah.
information, lots of good photos.
And that's something you could get for the area that you live in or
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I've got a penny here.
Oh.
Either to use for the toilet or to use in the slotties down the seaside.
Or another three
Yeah.
to make a phone call.
Oh,
Yeah, what with the big black phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's
We
right.
still say spend a penny, can't we?
Yeah,
That's
we
about
still do, yeah.
30 pence to spend a penny. I found these as well. I thought these were
Oh,
lovely.
they'd go nice with a necklace.
Yeah, women was it was a thing to wear.
Well, in
gloves,
those days,
wasn't
they
it?
did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Hats and gloves.
And long ones right up to the elbows.
Yeah, very
and
fashionable,
very
wasn't they?
nice.
So items of clothing, like you were saying, it was
Yeah.
a great thing to evoke memories, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that's given you some ideas for making a memories box. What we will do now is give you a little insight into a box being used. And you was in service. Can you tell me a bit about that? Describe what it was like.
It's you're cleaning,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sort of.
mainly
Yeah.
that sort of thing,
Yeah.
and do cleaning upstairs, downstairs.
Did you use brass though when you was
I
cleaning?
used it, cotton wool, you know, and
Yeah. And what did you have
Yeah.
to clean?
an old brass, doorknobs, you name it,
Excellent.
yeah.
Oh, so you cleaned anything like this? These sort of craft books where you
Uh,
with a pattern?
Not as elaborate as that, no.
Can you? What did,
But
what
we
did you
did do, yeah,
Okay,
Mm.
stuff like that. So.
we didn't do all posh things
No
like
posh
that,
things.
no.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So what did you knit?
No. We used to knit our stockings,
Ah.
yeah, and wear them to school,
Oh, fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we were in the guides
Oh.
of brownies,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Do that.
yeah, yeah. And we had soft hats, proper uniform. I was the leader.
Oh, was
You
you?
wore two tape stripes.
That's right. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, went camping.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, proper camping.
So intense.
Yeah,
Oh, brilliant.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did you like it?
and went to the Isle of Wight.
Oh, right.
Oh, we had our own swimming pool.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
you
that
could
was
swim.
in there.
Do you wear something
Oh,
like
we
this?
were lucky. Oh, not as posh as that. No.
No. No.
But we did have courses.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
hats. Swimming hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Or sometimes, you know, if you asked what you wanted for a pressay, you start swimming costume on. I did have a two-piece.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought things back that I'd forgotten.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's why I've come here.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Because I'm blanking things.
Yeah, forgetting.
Yeah.
I would just like to say thank you to the care home for allowing us to come in and film for this DVD. I hope this DVD is useful for you. Please share what you learn from this DVD, and together we can help with supporting someone who you know who's in the early stages of dementia. Thank you for taking the time to watch the DVD, and I would like to thank all the volunteers that took part in the making of the DVD. I hope this DVD has helped in a small way for you.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage, I can't afford a carriage, but you look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle made for two.
Thank you.